Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of A Journey into the Mind. I am your host, Francis Mahan. Share this video if you like, subscribe, and let me know your opinion. Today we are speaking, and I say we because most of us communicate at a quantum level, about quantum communication, about our ability to use the power of our mind to be able to communicate, to express, and to see beyond the reality of what we know today. The great debate about what is reality. What is real is being based upon the observer. Who is the observer? Is it the conscious mind, or is it the one that is watching, that is looking at the present? There is another reality that exists beyond the reality of observing. And that is what we experience at a conscious or subconscious level of the mind while we're sleeping, or perhaps while we are awake, and we can see things that are not visible to everyone through the power of our subconscious mind. And you wonder, how is that possible? Is it possible for me to see what's inside a house, a truck, or something of that nature with the power of my mind? And I say, yes, it is. Why? Because the mind is like a transmitter. The mind is an energy, or should I say, the conscious mind. It's an energy that transmits at a distance. And this is how communication at a distance happens in quantum entanglement. For example, I send a message on Facebook, and somewhere across the globe, someone connects with that message and is entangled at a level that is spread widely, like the internet. Therefore, beginning an entanglement that is larger than we can imagine. All that is possible. Quantum communication, quantum entanglement, and even the possibility of communicating with others. There is also the possibility of knowing what someone is thinking, or perhaps predicting, even before they say anything, what is possible according to what they are thinking. Is it possible for me or anyone to read my thoughts? In order to do that, you have to be entangled. Being at a conscious level, you and that individual are communicating, are using the same energy of thoughts in that moment. You are entangled mentally and subconsciously. When we are entangled mentally and subconsciously, we are able to read each other's thoughts. This happens often with partner, people that are married, people that have been together for a very long time. They already know what the other person is thinking. The neurons are like transmitters, and they send energy across the globe. It is hard to fathom that this is possible. However, it is. It is possible to know that someone is thinking something and you link to that thought. Which brings the question, is it possible for us to connect to the consciousness of someone that is famous and have passed on, such as Nikola Tesla, Einstein, by connecting to the learnings and the teaching of these individuals, we are able to link because consciousness is eternal, just like the soul. It stays as information around the sphere of the ether and it never disappears. Therefore, their consciousness, which led them to understand certain theories and discoveries, once we link to those theories and discovery, you are able to learn further, communicate, and know things that are totally unexpected to the human nature of thinking. It's as if you take a thought and the thought links and go further and further and further and further. It contributes to more knowledge, more understanding, more discovery and ideas. The mind and the brain are very, very mystical aspects of a human being. To understand that you are conscious and you are able to be aware in the present to receive or know information that you shouldn't have known because you can see it. You cannot. You're not able to know what is happening yet. As a transmitter, that information comes to you and you know that is real, that is there, and it is a quantum process. Why quantum? It is a quantum process because quantum means tiny bits of informations that travels around, and you are able to grasp some of that information because at the time the information travels through the space and the sphere, you are intertwined with it, either through thoughts, ideas, or perceptions that come to you as the possibility of you being open to receive that information. Quantum jumping. We've all heard the expression of quantum jumping, how a person can go from one possibility and choice to the next and make the right decision. How do we do that? How do you go from a quantum jumping idea and choice to the next? We use the subconscious mind because subconscious experiences in the past or even the present have taught us how we process that information, idea, thought, and we made it happen into a reality. So we quantum jump from a thought to the idea of a possibility to make something happen. In quantum jumping, it takes an expression, a feeling, a thought, and a knowing of something we have done in the past that we were successful and we accomplished what we wanted. You go from the thought and the idea of accomplishing something that you wanted, something that you desire, such as, let's say you wanted to buy a car and you went in a process to processing idea and images about that car. Then you wanted to buy a house and you use the same technique mentally to try to be able to make it happen, and you made it happen. How did you make it happen? Because at the time that you process those ideas, your thoughts and emotions were coherent in the same manner as you had before. You processed this information through the images that you portrayed of the house or that car, or you have been creating for a lengthy amount of time with good emotions. You took that emotion and that feeling and that thought, and you made it happen as you jump and did something that was possible in accordance to your ability to make things happen. So you see, my friends, quantum communication, quantum jumping, and the possibility of using our mind to do things that are unfathomable, that we don't know they exist, because until we experience it, we don't know what is. This brings me to the conclusion of saying that reality exists at so many different levels. And that's why, like consciousness, it is difficult to define what is real and what is not. Because if we take the observer out of the equation to measure reality, reality exists as it is. And there is no determined reality without the observer. What is real and what is not depends on the ability of a person connecting, communicating, and experiencing something that not everyone can. You cannot determine the reality of what somebody has experienced and have known because you are not inside the observer. So think about that. What is real to you may not be real to others. Why? Because it all depends on your individual observation, on your conscious level of being, on your awareness of being present at the right time, at the right moment, and with the right tune of conscious connection to your environment, to people, to feelings, to emotions, and beyond. How do we change the things that we want to change with our conscious minds and our conscious experience, telling us that there is a power in the mind that is greater than our ability to understand it? How we can experience things that we can see, how we know beforehand what is without even seeing it. And the knowing because we are mentally attuned to something that is powerful, influential, such as the energy and network connectivity of our brain neurons and our ability to connect to that transmitter of information that is so widely spread around the universe for us to grasp if only we attune our mind, our conscious and subconscious mind, to understand its power. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, share, and let me know what you think about conscious communication, quantum jumping, the reality of using the power of our mind, and what is and is not real. Have a wonderful day. Love and light.